So this is our psychology video project by Joanna Bauer and Will Smith, and we did it over the movie Benny and Joon. Our character that we chose was Juniper Pearl. She's a young mentally challenged woman who was diagnosed with schizophrenia at an unknown age and unknown causes. She is watched at all times and feared that she is capable of causing harm to herself and those around her. She lives with her older brother Benjamin Pearl due to her parents being deceased from the cause of a car accident. Her diagnosis was particularly unknown, however the audience can infer that the traumatic death of her parents could have been a cause due to the amount of stress it had on her. The DSM-V is Schizotypal Personality Disorder 301.22. Schizophrenia basically involves disturbed thinking, emotion, perception, and behavior. It can be characterized by disorganized thinking and disorganized communicating, psychosis, which is not being able to distinguish fantasy from real life, disturbed perceptions, such as delusions, and hallucinations. Symptoms can either be positive or negative. That means either it adds or takes away from the behavior. Positive symptoms are disorganized thoughts, hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized speech, sloppiness of dress, and hygiene. Negative symptoms are reduced speech, flat affect, social withdrawal, and absence of pleasure and motivation. Basically, this starts at adolescence or early adulthood. Adulthood is when you can get schizophrenia. June's symptoms that we saw in the movie was social withdrawal. She preferred not to be around people and chose to be alone. Her relationships with people were rocky. We saw this whenever she could never have a steady caretaker because she didn't know how to act around them and would scare them all away. June would also dress unique and have unique accessories, so this is sloppiness of dress. We saw this in the movie whenever she would carry ping pong paddles or wear snorkeling equipment. June did have a missing symptom of hallucinations. Throughout the movie, we didn't really see any hallucinations. Schizophrenics usually experience these, however, June did not in the movie. Treatment that we thought would be best is cognitive and behavioral therapy. Over time, June would become more comfortable in public if she went through this therapy and lose the maladaptive behaviors. Schizophrenia, though, is not a disorder that goes away. It can only diminish over time. So this therapy would be perfect and appropriate because it slowly approaches changing her behavior. This therapy requires a lot of effort, though, from the patient. So if they were not fully cooperative, it wouldn't be as beneficial or advantageous. Schizophrenia in the film was accurately displayed. It emphasized relative symptoms like social withdrawal and disorganized speech. The film as well represents how disorders in real life can not only affect the patient, but also the patient's loved ones and friends. Films influence a perspective of psychological disorders by usually only showing us one side of the story. They never really present treatment, so people may be unaware that these social disorders could actually be resolved. And it shows that the mental illness lasts for their entire lifetime. And also films can overemphasize the negative effects of the illness and not really show that people can still be human even with these disorders. And that is our film.